You will be way more successful if you choose to do the spending fast with cash than on credit cards. It lands in us differently for whatever reason. It literally, we make more conscious choices and we are way more aware where our spending is going when we hand over cash than when we slide a credit card. There's something energetically that happens there. What's going on, everybody? Well, it's that time of year in spring where we tend to want to get rid of things, right? Spring cleaning, that's why we talk about it. So I'm going to help you spring clean your finances and consider a spending fast. Okay, you can have financial fun time, so slow your roll before you start getting all agitated and icky, stretchy, and all that resistance is coming up. And I love if you have resistance that just came up by me saying that, because that means you're absolutely meant to do it. So watch for your resistance. Julie Murphy here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe, like, and notification bell. Why? Because I am going to help you get to a life that you absolutely love, because you deserve it. So let's talk about this concept of spring cleaning for your finances, shall we? Well, the whole concept of spending fast is the fact that I have so many people that tell me, I can't do that. I can't do that. Well, how am I supposed to do that? See, this is the whole part. We need to detach from the how can I do that and the outcome. And I need to just start to create some space. It's fascinating to me. I noticed this years ago when people would tell me, I don't know how I'm going to do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And then it comes to, like, when they're younger, the year of their wedding, or the year that they're buying a house, or a year that they have their first baby, or you raise the kids and now I got to retire. When we have this laser focus, like real laser focus, I know I'm being silly, but we get it done. We absolutely get it done. That's why this is the third step of the process I walk people through. It's like we choose to commit to getting it done, right? So let's talk about that. When we have this laser focus on these life events through our time here on Earth, we get it done. So I want you to start to recognize here and today, how can you look at your finances in a little bit different of an hourglass? And the way you do that is through taking yourself out of the middle of it and now being the observer of your financial behaviors. Okay? Bear with me. When you go on a food fast, okay, I always talk about that we work things out and we act it out, and we do it through our money, through our health, and through our relationships, right? So I'm going to make the analogy through our health, and then I'm going to transition it to finances. So you go on a food fast, and you know you have food sensitivities, or you're sensitive to gluten or dairy or whatever. And then you fast for, maybe you decided to start doing intermittent fasting. That's the big buzzword these days. And you're now realizing, after a 16-hour or an 18-hour or 24 or 36-hour food fast, and you're fasting from food, and maybe you're drinking water, or maybe you decide to do a dry fast. Wow, all the inflammation in your body goes zoop, and you're going, I thought I was actually fat, and it's really actually inflammation. Interesting. And so the question is what toxic stuff do you keep putting in your mouth, or drinking, eating, that's creating that inflammation, because what you're going to be shown the minute you start to eat again is, I don't like that. That doesn't make me feel good. So you're making a choice from a completely different place. You're going, I really like to feel this way versus that way. Now, why do we eat those foods in the first place? Well, it's the same reason why we spend money on credit cards, or why we spend more than we have, or we spend more than we desire to on something, because we're actually choosing to react to our world, and we're processing those emotions and that reactivity through our food or through our spending or our drinking, or any other addictions you might have. So, how would one say, how do I transition this now to money? So, if you went on a money fast, so I'm going to include below a link for an Excel spreadsheet that I use with all my clients that will help you itemize out. Because sometimes when we're in this avoidance or we're in this resistance that comes up, that we don't actually want to shine the light on where the cash is going in our lives. When you go on a spending fast, if you're really going to do the fast, what I want you to do is, I actually want you for, let's just say, you could start with just a week. It doesn't have to be anything major. You could even do a day. I remember the first time I started doing intermittent fasting, I was like, all right, well, I'll just skip a meal. I'm like, okay. And then I remember building myself all the way up to a 7-day fast. And oh my gosh, did I feel great? And my gut healed immensely. Really kind of interesting. But if you do this with your money, don't kill yourself. Do whatever's easy. Because remember, for you to create change, you have to do something that holds a safe container. So let's just say, as an example, you're like, it's kind of like a diet, right? I'm going to go on a diet, and I'm only going to eat fruits and vegetables. That's it. Well, day 7, you're going to eat the whole bag of Oreos, right? We all understand this about our food, because if we deny ourselves, then we're going to react at some point, because you didn't really actually fix what's creating the eating or the spending in the first place. So we have to start to clear the clutter up, whether it's clutter in finances or debt, clutter in your gut because of all those things that you ate and drank that you knew your body didn't like, but you did it anyway because you were emotionally satisfying yourself at the time. All okay. Remember, in my first book, I talk about you got to remove all that shame, blame, guilt, and judgment. Hence, we have emotion behind money. Hence, the title of my book is The Emotion Behind Money. Because we have to start to feel those emotions as opposed to those actions. So when you start to do any kind of financial fast, spending fast, or a intermittent fasting on your food, you're going to start to recognize what your patterning is, even at a deeper level. But the whole trick along the way is not to hijack your nervous system. So this is where you actually need to have a safe container. So if a safe container means you do it for a day, great, do it for a day. If the safe container says, okay, I'm going to do this for a day and a half, great, do it for a day and a half. What I want you to do during this spending fast is I want you to actually look at, before you spend anything, I want you to recognize if it's a need or if it's a want. Now, I'm going to add an extra layer here, and you might not be ready for that extra layer, but the extra layer is, do it with cash. Because you will be way more successful if you choose to do the spending fast with cash than on credit cards. It lands in us differently for whatever reason. It literally, we make more conscious choices and we are way more aware where our spending is going when we hand over cash than when we slide a credit card. There's something energetically that happens there. Now, is it the worst thing in the world if you don't want to do it with cash? No, it's not the worst thing in the world. But if you want to position yourself a little bit better because you know your own patterns, that's a suggestion. Now, when you go to spend something, say, is this a need or a want? I just want you to write it down. I'm really going to encourage you along this spending fast to watch how you instantly will judge what you're about to do. You can choose for your neural pathway in your brain to go to the judgment or the emotional response, or you can choose for it to go, because this is victim, this is scarcity, this is why money doesn't come to you the way that you want it to, or you go the other direction. And then money actually gets more abundant. You come from a place of empowerment where you shift your neurological system to respond in the way of, that is definitely a want. And I may still want it, but I'm only in this spending fast going to do what I need. And what do I need? We would throw out less food in our refrigerators because we bought too much at the grocery store. We would not be buying as much for other people because it is a need of you to buy for other people, or is it a want because you're looking for some other emotional satisfaction of feeling more loved or more worthy or enough because you're doing these things for other people and paying for other people or providing for other people? Is it a need that you want that new shirt or pair of jeans, or is it a want? Most of us would say that a lot of those things are wants. So, what a spending fast does is it makes you increase your awareness, which is the first step to actually healing you to get to the life that you love. And stay in empowerment, please, because this is not somebody doing something to you. It's not something, it's something you're choosing, and it's something you're stepping into because you want to become more aware. So use the worksheet I have below. Fill one of them out of where you know things go right now. And then as things come up, and if you can do this, challenge yourself over the next month. Maybe you do it every Monday. Maybe you do it Monday, Tuesday. Whichever, you choose whatever creates that safe container for you to be successful, that you actually cross the finish line. Because I don't care how long you do it. This is about building a muscle. And I need you to start building the muscle of your awareness. And what you're going to find is that that spending no longer will have power over you, and creating more financial past that allows you to not live in the present moment to create the future that you want for tomorrow. All right. Enjoy the process. And please do me a favor. Put comments below how you've done this and what worked, what didn't work. And if you want to go deeper, join me I once a quarter, I start up a group coaching session. And I'm here to help because you really deserve to have a life that you absolutely love and enjoy the process of this spending fast. I never thought in a million years on the food side that I would enjoy food fasts, but now I do, because why? I feel more vibrant. I feel higher vibe. I have more energy. I'm surrounding myself with people who are more abundant and elevated in light and love and more gratitude. It's amazing on how when you start to create this space on the spending side, just like I did on my spending and health side, how your whole world starts to shift because you're clearing out the clutter, the emotional clutter. See you guys soon. Take care. Bye.